There's been so little content, but because the writers are coming back, late night's going to start back up, everybody. Late night's coming back. We're talking about Stephen Colbert. We're talking about Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, all of them, Seth Meyers. They're all coming back on Monday. And they're all going to start back up. Strike Force 5 is coming back. They said, my writers and they said the mission is complete. The founding members of Strike Force 5 will return to their network television shows on Monday. And also Bill Maher's coming back on Friday. So he ended up delaying a week after all this strike stuff, too. And he said, my writers and real time are back. See you Friday night. And so everyone's coming back. It's great. It's great because people need television right now. And like I said before, with the AMPTP and WJ strike being done, these writers are going right back to work. And this is the first thing you're going to see. All that Drew Barrymore show and all of them are going to start back next week too. So you'll see all your talk shows come back and everyone will get back to work. Then you have to wait for the actors actually to get going, but talk is coming back, which is pretty crazy. It's good. It's good. They're finally moving forward. And that Strike Force 5 was awesome. It really was. Sabrina, are you excited about this coming back? You excited to have some Jimmy Kimmel back in your life or what?
I do love a good monologue. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm happy to be with it. I'm happy to be without it. That's kind of how I get my news. Like a lot of times, like instead of, immersing myself in depressing shit, like, oh, I like the shot. Hey, everybody. Yeah, so like I just I don't know. I'm glad that they're going back to work. I'm still I don't know. I just kind of a little bit wish that we could just wait till everything was resolved. But I'm glad that all of these people on all of these sets get to make a paycheck again because it's really, really, really exhausting to not be able to earn a living for all of these months. So I'm happy for everyone that works on these shows and that they can get back to work. Honestly.
Yeah, it's great. And like Goldy was saying before, it's like people need to get back to work. It really goes a long way. No, so I'm just happy that this is happening. Mike, what do you think? Are you surprised that they're jumping right ahead and getting right back to work? Or do you think that this is just something that was just bound to happen?
I'm sorry, Brian, I don't mean to cut you off, but they're not going to be able to promote any new movies. They still cannot do any promotion because that's a SAG thing, not a writer's thing.
Yeah. Well, they can promote the movie, but no actors can do it.
Yeah, they could bring hair and makeup in. They could bring in
the actors can't promote the movie.
Producers. They were doing that.
Yeah, they can play a clip, whatever.
Yeah, they were doing that before though too. They were talking about that like during promotional times, like trying to do interviews with set deck and props people and wardrobe and just trying to find ways to actually promote these movies because there's been zero promotion right now due to these strikes. So whatever you gotta do to make it happen. Mike, are you excited about talk coming back? Late night talk?
Yeah, I guess so. It's like Sabrina says, it's a little bit disappointing that they're not waiting, like, because maybe we are close. I don't know. I tend to be kind of a podcast guy, but I haven't tuned into Strike Force 5 at all. Did they?
So good.
That's a shit ton of talent in one spot. I know that they were intending to have Conan in there to at least do some guest spots, which didn't happen, but he probably would have read him the riot act on getting started too early. So maybe that's a reason why.
Yeah, well, they didn't have Bill Maher in there. That's for sure. And he was going against with that. He was actually saying, I'm going back. So, Goldy, are you surprised that they're doing this before the actual deal is signed and done, or does this make sense to you that they would jump right back in?
It makes perfect sense because the entire industry is fueled by advertisers, is fueled by money. And so people going back to work represents money. The goal to have solidarity, the goal to, stand up for what's right. Yeah. Okay. People have mortgages. People have lives. These crews have endured tremendous hardship waiting for jobs to return. So the late night shows are going to be missing the element of guests. Bill Maher recognized that. That's why he did what he did. Honestly, I think people jump down people's throats for so many reasons, and the importance of what we're going through right now. Really, it's just about labor. It doesn't matter what the industry is. We're seeing it with the car employees and the auto workers. It's
100%.
about labor. It's about labor. It's about the chasm between what the people that are paying us are making compared to what we make. And standing up for that's right. And I feel bad for Bill Maher. I totally understand what he did and where it came from.
Don't feel too bad.
No, I do. You know what? I do. I feel and I can't wait for everyone to start bitching about this. I actually feel bad for Drew Barrymore. I feel bad because they made a misstep. There's no question they did the wrong thing. But it was also misguided to a degree because it was coming from the right place. Bill Maher doesn't need the money. He's worried about his people. He's worried about his staff. He's tired. Everyone's fatigued. And they looked for a way around it. And that wasn't the right thing to do, and I totally disagree with them doing it. But I understand why. I think it came from the right place ultimately, and it's a rough time in our industry.
He also said that but he also said that like all the things that they were asking for were kooky and like it's too much, and that they're not striking at the right time, and like all this other dumb shit.
He totally fucking doubled down to try to support his decision to get back to work, which was wrong. Like I said, it was wrong. But I feel bad because I know that the intention behind it was to get the people that are on the show working again and money flowing back.
He got a lot of headlines for it. I mean, it could have been a cynical ploy.
True.
Oh, there's so much more.
One group of people working though is not helping the cause. It's weakening it. Like it's like misplaced. I mean, I don't know. I get it's your people and you want your people to do things. Like I get it. But it's hurting the cause.
I totally agree. It's a different perspective. We all, Bill Maher, he's got his own way of saying things. We all do, and that's cool. I would say, based on what I imagine was going through his head, was, hey, you know what? Nothing's fucking happening for months. I'm going to fucking kickstart it.
Yeah, we're at a standstill,
We're attrition.
For me, for your listeners, my opinion of that is I don't know that was the wrong thing to do in its idea. In its practice, it was stupid. And I feel bad because I think it came not from a place of my 14 people on my crew have to get back to work. Of course, that was a motivator. I think it was just the fatigue of not being able to get back to work because we were at a stalemate for seemingly no real reason. And I think it was just a way to kickstart. I think that's where Drew was coming from, too. I say, I know these people. But the point is, I think it was coming from a place to be disruptive.
But don't you?
That's a long story, Sabrina. The bottom line is it's about being disruptive, which I think actually ultimately could be a good thing. Was it the right thing? No. But, it's pretty amazing. We did come to a resolution rather quickly after the two of them did what they did.
I was going to say, it's so crazy, right? It's like the next week.
Force majeure, sir? Like, wasn't that what that was? Didn't have anything to do with Bill Maher or Drew Barrymore? Wasn't that a thing?
You really want to talk about force majeure?
I'm just saying, you gave me a whole lecture about it. Now you're...
Well, we got to save some more for our last topic, though, Goldy.
Wait, hold on. Hold on, I'm sorry. Don't run yet. I just wanted to...
No,
I just... No, we did that pre-show.
After show.
I just want to address Milton Bradley, Colossus Rex. They were talking about what movies are even coming out. A lot of people pushed their films because there couldn't be promotion. So once this is all resolved, a shit ton of stuff is going to come out that was supposed to come out and that they helped. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that actors could not promote the films. So that's a big thing. And then also, Lord Dracula, I'm not sure if this is a question or if you were just saying this.
I think that's a statement. They tried to keep them going, and then they got, especially Drew Barrymore. There were other shows like The Talk and Jennifer Hudson that went down, and they didn't get the heat that Drew Barrymore got because she was the first person to move forward.
Yeah.
And so, it's like Sabrina said, it can hurt negotiations, but people have been suffering for a long time.
So I want everyone to be able to work, but it's just if you have some things going and other things not going, it's not a standstill. They're still making money, and it puts you in a place where you don't have as much bargaining power.
I doubled down. What they did was wrong, but I do feel bad because I think it came from a place not to be.
Especially Drew Barrymore. I think hers 100% was even more so. She was she had that video she put out where she was crying on TikTok or Instagram too.
She's an actress.
That's true. She took it right down too. It wasn't it wasn't like Amber Heard tears. I'm just saying, it wasn't that level. I'm just saying.
Really crying. No, look. Yes, it was sincere. They sincerely fucked up. But I do think that it came from the right place because ultimately you can't look to a bunch of actors and performers and comedians to be the moral standard in business practice. You just can't. It's a stupid thing. Yeah. That's like asking a steamroll driver to do your fucking facelift. It's stupid. But the thing is, it's coming from the right spot. I think Bill Maher's a douche, and I like his show, actually. I've watched it for years, and I don't agree with everything he says or where he's coming from. I think he's very entertaining.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
He is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's a harmful character. I think he can be, and because people are fucking idiots.
I think he's way...
And Drew Barrymore was crying. But the thing is,
but I think it was more for her. It was more than him. I think she was way more empathetic about the whole situation. And he was just fuck it.